What's up guys, it is PWG Tech here, back with the video, and today I'm going to be going over how to set up OpenFaaS on Docker. So first you gotta want to start with Play with Docker. It's free to sign up, free to use. So a resource that I'm going to be using for this is this great GitHub repository on how to install OpenFaaS and use it with Docker. I'll put this as a link in the description below in case you guys want to try it for yourself. So what you want to start with first is that you want to start with an instance. So you want to create an instance by adding a wrench, and then you want to click on one manager, one worker for this scenario. And then we'll just make sure that we're on the manager portion right here. And then we're going to want to copy this code right here, go back, paste the code, and hit enter. And then all of this will be loaded. Yeah, just one more thing. I'll also be going at the end of the video over why Faas, which is functions as a service, is the new thing, and I'll even have some diagrams as well. But back to this, essentially what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to copy this password right here, because it's going to create user credentials with username and password. So let's just copy this password. And then you're going to want to click the 808, which will open up a new tab, and we'll start with admin, and then paste that. You don't need to save that just because it's really annoying. Okay, now that we're over here, essentially what we're going to do, we're going to click on deploy a new function, and then we're going to start off with Figlet. And this highlights it when you click on it. You always have to go down here to deploy it. So there we go, Figlet has been deployed, and we're just going, so we deployed our first serverless function. Yay. We should take a moment to congratulate ourselves. It's a major achievement we just did right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the URL of this function. And then what I'm going to do is going to deploy a new function using curl. Deploy that. And then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to request a body and replace the username, and then replace the Figlet URL. So to do this, you have to follow this right here. So in this case, it will be curl D and then quotations PWG Tech. Let's just add some caps, make it all nice. PWG Tech, make sure I have the formatting all done correctly. And then we'll paste the URL. And then all you have to do is click invoke. And then hang on, I may have messed this up slightly. Yes, I did. There we go. So then we have the PWG Tech written right there. And that basically runs it. And then this is what I have. There you go. You've been able to set up and run some OpenFaaS on Docker. And just to give you a brief idea of what OpenFaaS is, it also has a great definition here on the repository. It says OpenFaaS is an open source framework that allows us to package single functions into a container and have them run at an incredible scale. So I know what you're thinking. We've all probably heard as maybe software as a service, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, but now this is going to be, we're going to talk about function as a service, which is also a part of cloud computing. So functions as a service, or FaaS, is a serverless way to execute modular pieces of code on the edge. It essentially allows developers to write and update code on the fly in a way that doesn't require a server. Essentially, what would normally have to take place is, here's a great diagram to explain it, is a monolithic architecture. You'd have to basically write out all of the entire code. But with microservices used by Faas, you can literally just pick and choose and add what types of code, what areas of the code that you wanted to add for each one. Essentially, it's kind of like working on a piece of art. Monolith, that you have to paint it all on the canvas, whereas like microservices or with functions, you literally would just be like a mosaic and then put the tiles willy-nilly. So why is this important? Why is this the big thing? Well, Faas, like I said, it allows you to use serverless code. Now, it's not completely serverless, so there's going to be some parts of the application, obviously, that runs on servers. But for being able to do this without the serverless code saves developers a lot more time. So then, as they could say, there's improved developer velocity, which developers can spend more time writing application logic and less time worrying about servers and deploys, which makes it a lot easier. It has built-in scalability, so they don't have to worry about creating contingencies for high traffic or just high traffic on that application. And then it's really cost efficient just because they don't have to pay as much for the servers, because the Faas is serverless, if you will. And another way to look at it is here. So this is infrastructure as a service, as I covered. This is platform as a service, and this is function as a service. As we all know, the infrastructure as a service, you'd have to create basically your own operating system, and the platform would be its own application, but the Faas is basically just its own separate functions. So I hope that you learned how a little bit about Faas, a little bit something new about cloud computing, and I hope that you kind of know that you could do a little bit of it and kind of get the basics done on your own using Docker and OpenFaaS. I hope you enjoyed the video, and take care, guys.